morning, everybody. Let me adjust the camera a little bit because it's wanting to tilt down slightly. So let's see if that helps at all. I don't think it is. Okay. Very dysfunctional this morning, but hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday so far. All right, so my name is Sarah and I'm the health and fitness specialist here in McLean, and today I'm going to be leading you guys through a lower body focused strength and mobility session. Today what we're going to need is a circular resistance band, and you can have a bottle of water, a towel if you need it for sweat or anything like that, but a positive attitude as well. I'm going to preface by saying that Jess is teaching a cycle class right outside the door, so if you hear any kind of other noises, it's probably the cycle room. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on the floor to get our hips nice and loosened up. I don't know if you can see the mat. Now we're going to angle it down again. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with a W hamstring stretch. So our legs are gonna come out in about a 45-degree angle, and we're going to reach our hands one on top of the other through the middle, and as far as you can go is fine. If you want to hold it here for the entire 30 seconds, then you can go ahead and do so. If you feel like you need to pulse and come back, do that as well. But we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. I would suggest that we switch and go from leg to leg throughout this session as well, making sure that we're really getting those hamstrings nice and loose as we go through this stretch. Today is going to be a little bit more focused on our flexibility and on our mobility. We are still going to do a lot of strength exercises, but it's going to be a little bit more focused on our end of the week flexibility. All right, all done there. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is called a 90-90 internal rotation. So we're going to have our knees bent at that same wideness, and we're going to tap our knees in one at a time, nice and slow. Try to get it as close to the floor as you can. We're going for 30 seconds or 10 on each leg, whichever one you prefer. I prefer 30 seconds of just alternating. But this is going to really open up those hips and make sure that we are getting our full range of motion. If you want, you can turn with it to get a little extra stretch in those hip flexors. We're going to go for one more on each side before we go here. All right, our legs are going to stretch out in front of us in line with our hips. Our hands are going to come behind us, and we're just going to activate our hip flexors by doing some leg lifts. Our legs are going to be straight, locked out at the knees, toes are going to come pointed to our nose, and we're going to go for 10 reps on each leg. If you can't get it up super high, a small range of motion is totally fine as well. I know a lot of people tend to struggle with this exercise because when we're living behind a desk, we tend to lose a lot of our hip flexor muscles, but we're going to get those nice and activated today and working. If you haven't switched legs yet, go ahead and do so. And we're going to go for 3, 2, and 1. All right, so next we're going to come up to half kneeling. I'm going to show you from the side. So we're going to get really into that hip flexor again, half kneeling stance right here. I recommend coming out a little bit further than 90-90 And then we're just gonna sink into that hip, and we're gonna go for 30 seconds here. You can hold it for the full 30 if you'd like, or you can pulse back and forth. This also helps with our ankle mobility. We're really loosening up our Achilles tendons as well and getting that ankle flexion going. So it's kind of a 2-in-1, which is nice and fun. I hope everybody has had a fantastic week so far. I know it's been really gross and raining in McLean this week, but you definitely needed it. All right, go ahead and switch legs. And we're gonna go for 30 more seconds right here. It's been a rainy commute in to the office, but the plants definitely needed it. The weather definitely needed it. All great things, and we are one day closer to Friday, everybody. We are one day closer to Friday. All right, I'm gonna pulse into this a little bit because my left hip tends to be tighter than my right. And we're gonna go ahead and relax. All right, we're gonna remain in this half kneeling position, but this time we're gonna have one leg come out to 90 degrees, and our other leg is going to stay facing forward. And we're going to sink to the side. This is really gonna hit those inner thighs on both sides and really loosen up those hips. If you need to pulse back and forth again, do what feels best for you. But we're gonna sink into that hip and do one side for 30 seconds and switch. Don't forget to breathe through this. I know this stretch can be a little bit uncomfortable, but we are gonna work it out. All right, last one here, and we're gonna switch sides. Awesome, all right. Leg's gonna come out directly, side to side, and facing forward with our stationary leg. And we're gonna sink. Woo! A little tight on this side. We're gonna do some pulses instead of a hold for this one. Try to get deeper and deeper into that stretch each time. Really loosen it up. We wanna try and stay tall with our chest, not leaning super far forward down here or super far backwards. We wanna stay pretty in line and let the hips do the work. All right, last one right here, and then I hope you guys are ready because we're gonna get into our banded workout. All right, guys, okay. Take a sip of water if you need it, because we're gonna get our heart rate up and our muscles burning. All right, so band is gonna come up over our knees right here. And our first exercise for today is going to be a good morning into a squat. So our feet are going to be hip distance apart. The band is going to try and pull us in. We want to make sure that we are applying pressure to the band and not letting it cave our knees in like this. We want to keep proper squat form as we hinge at the hips to do our good morning. And then straight into that squat. Into the good morning, and we're gonna do 10 of these. So we're working on our second rep. Nice. And 3. Good. All right, you guys. Making sure that we are really working on those hips, sending them back. We don't want to round at the back like this or bend the knees super far when we do our good mornings. This is a hamstring bias right here. So we're going to send those hips back and squat. I'll show you from the front. So knees are going to stay over our toes. And we're going to squat nice and deep and back in. Knees are not caving in. And we're letting it flow. All right, we got 3 more here, okay? Work hard. All right. Whew. We're doing great, guys. Nothing like a midday banded workout. All right, last one right here. Nice. All right, good job, you guys. So, following that, we're gonna go into what I like to call a monster walk. So we're gonna be in an athletic position, not necessarily a squat, but knees are gonna be bent. The band is gonna stay over our knees for this exercise. And we're gonna lead with our heel as we do an athletic walk, forward and backward. Backwards. And back. We're doing 10 of these total. We want to make sure that when we're doing these walks, we're not sticking our butt out like this or hunching our back here. We want to have a nice neutral spine, really focusing on our legs. And back. And we're going to go 2 more forward and 2 more backwards. Here we go. All right, you guys, awesome. I know that one can be really challenging for some people, but it's one of my favorites. All right, so we're gonna scoot the bands down to be at our ankles, and I'm gonna choose a side. So we're gonna do straight-legged side walks. So we wanna make sure that we are leading with our heel and our feet are staying pointed forwards. We don't wanna splay out like this or go like this. We want to keep our feet pointing forward the entire time. And same thing here, we're going to do 10 each direction. I would not lock your knees out for this. Just keep your legs as straight as possible without locking out like this. All right, one more time, up and back. Here we go. This is gonna burn along the side of our legs, but that's a good thing. That means our muscles are working. Whew. All right, you guys. A+ for that. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, I like to pick a wall because I have pretty bad balance, but we're just gonna keep the band around our ankles. Weight is going to shift into our left leg first. And we're just going to do some side kicks. These might burn a little bit more than normal, but that's just because we just paired them with some side steps. So we're working the same muscle groups with this. We're going 10 on each leg. We want to make sure that when we're kicking out, that we're not kicking behind us or kicking in front of us. We want to stay in line, heel to heel, and work those abductors. Nice, and 2 more here. Here we go. Nice. Okay, switching sides. Now our right leg is going to stay stationary as our left leg is moving. So we're going to do a little weight shift and kick. Making sure to breathe throughout this whole exercise. All right, we're halfway, guys. You're killing it. Same thing here. Want to make sure we're not kicking backwards or forwards. You want to stay in line for 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, you're awesome. Let's see what we got next. Okay. So we're going to ditch the band for now because the next exercise we're going to do is really going to target those quads or our thighs. And we're going to do some reverse lunges. So we're going to have our left foot forward, right foot is going to step back. And I like to have a little bit of a wider stance, but you can keep it 90-90 if you like. And we're going to sink and go up and join our feet back together, stepping back, dipping down, coming back up, and returning back. We're going to go for 10 on each leg right here. Here we go. Don't forget to breathe. If going all the way down is too intense for you, you can just step back and dip the knee and come right back. This is very low impact, very customizable for whatever you would like to do. You can make it as intense or as low intensity as you would like. All right, one more on this left leg. Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch legs. Right leg is going to be in front and left leg is going to step back. So take a deep breath. Same thing here. Step on back, however far you need, and dip down and back up and rejoin. Here we go. 10 right here on this leg. Whew. Feeling it today. Halfway through, here we go. Two more right here. And last one. Here we go. Woo! And just like that, we are halfway through our workout. Good job, guys. We're doing fantastic. So we're going to return to the floor because we're going to do some stuff on our back and really work our glutes and our inner thighs with the next 4 exercises. So get yourself comfortable. If you don't have a mat, I hope your office is carpeted, otherwise the floor is going to be kind of cold. But join me on the floor for our next set of exercises. If you need a break to get some water, go ahead. Whatever you need, take it at your own pace. All right. Woo. So for our first exercise, we're going to do a nice glute bridge. So our band is going to come up above our knees again. If having it banded is too intense, all of these exercises can be done body weight as well. Again, very customizable to whatever you need. You can change the intensity to whatever level fits you best. If I'm moving too fast, go ahead and leave it in the comments. But just take it as you need, okay? So we're gonna lay on our backs. Feet are gonna come hip distance apart. And we're going to drive those hips up to the sky and return back down. We're going for 10 here. Syncing it with your breathing makes it easy to keep track for me. So if you do an inhale up, exhale down, we're going for 10. Making sure to keep the pressure on the resistance band. Don't let it pull your knees in together. Really squeeze those glutes at the top and try to keep a line between our head and our knees. Here we go. We got 3 more right here. Last one right here. Nice. Awesome job, you guys. So from here, we're going to do 2 different variations of a clamshell. So our feet are going to come together And we're gonna do a clamshell hold here. So our legs are gonna drive away against the band until you feel like the resistance is strong enough for you. And we're just gonna hold it here for 30 seconds. If you'd like to make it a little bit more intense, do some pulses and just really work those adductors again. But I'm gonna do a hold just to get that isometric contraction. Take some deep breaths, allow your heart rate to come down a little bit as we are winding down towards the end of our workout. All right, go ahead and relax. So for the next version of the clamshell, we're going to come side lying. I'm gonna lay on my left side first, and our knees are going to come out in front of us to create a 90-degree angle with our knees and our shoes. I like to rest my head on my hand. And we're gonna do 10 clamshells here. The bottom leg is going to stay pressed against the ground as the top leg drives from the hips towards the sky. My shoes are squeaky. I'm so sorry. And we're gonna work for 4 more. And 2, and 1. All right, so we're going to go and flop sides. Now our right side's going to be down, and our left side is going to be working. So we're gonna drive up towards the sky and return for 10. I don't know about you guys, but I am feeling this. Keep the hips stacked over one another. I don't want us to rotate here or rotate super far forward. Keep our hips stacked on each other. If that means our range of motion is limited, then so be it. That's just how it is. But that's what we are here for. We're gonna get these muscles working for 2 more right here. And last one. Good. All right. Ditch the band. And we are done with the band for the rest of the class. Woo! Okay, so we're gonna keep up the trend with working our hips. And so we're gonna come to lay on our stomach first. This is a unilateral exercise, so we're working one side at a time. It's called a 3-way hip. So the first thing we're gonna do, our feet are going to point towards the floor. We're gonna drive up towards the sky with our heel. Our leg is gonna stay straight. And this is gonna be a pretty small range of motion, but we're gonna activate those glutes. I'm working my right leg first, but whatever leg you would like to work is entirely up to you. Going for 10 here, for 3, and 2, and 1. Last one for good measure. Boom. All right, so I'm going to rotate so that my right leg is pointed towards the sky. My left leg is going to be on the ground. Legs are going to be extended out. I like to put my hand on my hip to make sure that I'm not rotating forward or backwards with this. If you need a little bit more stability, hand can come to the mat. And we're going to drive towards the sky. Just do our typical side kicks here. Keep our foot flexed so that we're not leading with our ankle and turning our foot any kind of weird ways. We want our movement to come come in line with our heels for 10. We're already halfway through. And give me 2 more right here. Good job, you guys. All right, so our left leg is gonna come into play here. Our right leg is gonna cross to set in front of us, and we're going to bring that left leg up off the mat as far as we can and do some pulses here. This is gonna work our inner thigh right here. And we're going to do this motion right here, leading with the heel. Same thing, but foot's gonna come across. And we're just gonna hit it right here. 4, 5, 3. Give me 1 more for good measure right here. Boom. Awesome. So now, fully flip over. And we're working that left leg now. So drive it up towards the sky, really activate those glutes. For 10. You got 3 more. All right, and then we're gonna flip so that our left leg is on top, right leg is on the bottom, and drive to the sky. Slow and controlled movement on the way down. Breathing through this exercise. We got 10 right here. And 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. Same thing, our left leg is gonna come across, and we're gonna work the inner thigh as we draw that heel towards the sky, working our adductors. Going for 10 here. 4 right here. And 2. And 1, here we go. Awesome. Great job, you guys. All right, so we have reached our last exercise. So we're gonna do, it's a core and leg exercise in my opinion. So we're gonna relax down onto our elbows. Our legs are gonna come into this tabletop hold right here. And we're gonna drop 1 foot down at a time. Working hard to keep that hold, that 90-degree, for 10 on each leg. This exercise, it's really important to breathe, making sure that we're not holding our breath since our core is being activated here. Give me 2 more good ones on each leg. Here we go. Halfway, and 1 more, and done. All right, good job, you guys. So that was the body of our workout, and we have a couple minutes just to do some light stretching. So I like to end with some single kneaded chests. Interlock our fingers on our shins and pull that knee however close to your chest that feels comfortable for you. I like to do ankle circles with this. And we're going to work right here. Just let everything stretch. Allow your heart rate to come down. And relax before we get back into our hectic work days. But we are 1 more day closer to Friday, everybody. So we're gonna wrap our hands around the back of our legs and just do some kicks here. Really stretching out that hamstring. If you want to just hold here, you're more than welcome to. I like to do an active stretch just to see if I can loosen it up a little bit more than with a static. And switch. And from here, we're going to go into a figure 4 stretch. The knees are going to come up. I'm going to wrap my left ankle across my right knee. And there are a couple different ways that you can do this. You can push away with your left arm, or if you're still not feeling a stretch with that, hands can interlock behind that right knee and pull the entire thing to your chest. Deep breaths here, we're holding for 10. And switch. I like to start pushing away. And then work my hands around my leg. For 10 seconds here. All right. So next thing we're going to do, this is optional. You don't have to do this. I like to do this at the end of my workouts. So I'll do a deep squat hold here. I like to push against my knees to really stretch my inner thighs. Trying to keep our heels down as much as possible. Rotating into whatever feels good for you. Holding here for however long you want. I like to hold for 10 seconds. All right, you guys, that is the end of our banded strength and mobility session today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a fantastic weekend. I won't see you guys on streaming until next Tuesday, so I hope you enjoy your weekend and I will see you then. Have a great one. Bye.